the University of Texas, and I am the director of the Austin Technology Incubator. And it is my pleasure to introduce Jay Williams, who is the Assistant Undersecretary of Commerce for Economic Development. Before that, he had a job doing things in a city. You were the mayor of Youngstown, Ohio. And immediately after his mayorship, he did work which then allowed Youngstown to become the city in America that had the most export growth in the country, which is pretty amazing. You went to the White House, where you were Deputy Director for the Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, the Executive Director of the Office of Recovery for Auto Communities and Workers. And now you are running the Economic Development Administration. And the description of the Economic Development Administration is that EDA is leading the federal economic development agenda by promoting innovation and competitiveness, preparing American regions for growth and success in the global economy, which makes me wonder what the rest of the federal government's doing. So, congratulations. Before you come up, though, I do want to say about the EDA. The EDA here in Austin has been a tremendous partner in economic development for the Austin region. We have been lucky enough to work with EDA twice on 2 different projects, which have been very impactful. But beyond that, the service after the sale that EDA provides is really, in our view, extraordinary and unique among the funders that we work with and the partners that we work with. The federal government can be a really complicated place for an organization such as mine that focuses on economic development to access, and your team here in Austin does a fantastic job, not just with EDA and the Department of Commerce, but helping to guide us through the entire federal government so we can be of as much service as we can be. So I'd like to call out George Ayala and his team. So thank you very much. It's been absolutely fantastic. And with that, I would like to introduce Mr. Jay Williams.
Good morning, Isaac. Thank you for the introduction. What he and I were talking about just before we started was the fact that Youngstown, Ohio is very much known for our exporting of not only manufacturing goods, but football coaches. So that being the case, we are excited about the prospects of all the things going on across the country. Thank you for the introduction. I certainly appreciate Mayor Adler for your hospitality, your leadership in unleashing the innovative entrepreneur spirit here in Austin. I've had the occasion to be down here probably close to 10 or 12 times over the past couple of years, and each and every time I visit, I become more fond of the city. We've got friends down here who have really enjoyed and ingrained themselves in the culture of Austin, so thank you for your leadership. Isaac, as you also talked about, as we make investments across the country, hundreds of millions of dollars to help spur economic opportunity and create conditions on the ground, the most valuable asset that we have are indeed our employees, and the staff in the Austin Regional Office has done an extraordinary job. As a matter of fact, before I was confirmed as the Assistant Secretary a couple of years ago, the first stop that I made in my official capacity was here in our Austin Regional Office, and it was something that is I've been very appreciative of the work that they have all done. So again, thank you, George, for your leadership and for all of the members of our Austin Regional Office. It's exciting to be here because as the work being done by the mayor, the University of Texas at Austin, and others throughout Texas so pointedly represents, innovation and entrepreneurship are essential drivers of the state's economy and this nation's economy. In fact, across a wide range of sectors and regions, entrepreneurs and small business owners have generated more than 65% of the net new jobs created over the last 2 decades. Jobs aren't created by governments or politicians or elected officials. Jobs are created when individuals are willing to put capital at risk, when they take their time and their talent, and they create goods or services. When we are at our best, we are helping to create those conditions on the ground to mitigate the risk, so ultimately those entrepreneurs and those innovators can move forward in creating those jobs. Throughout the time that we've been in office, the administration of the president has been committed to helping to create those conditions for innovators and entrepreneurs to succeed, to test new ideas, to take risks, to find financing and customers, and ultimately to thrive. As America's innovation agency, the Commerce Department has a key role to play in supporting innovators and job creators of today and tomorrow. And at EDA, our Regional Innovation Strategies Program, or RIS, that competition is designed to advance that mission. The program is managed by our Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, of which our Director Julie Linzer is here, and it's designed to advance innovation and capacity building in active regions across the country. It does this by addressing two critical components that entrepreneurs need to take their ideas to market: programmatic support and access to capital. Programmatic support is about helping entrepreneurs convert research and innovations into viable businesses which create jobs. And we fund this through our I-6 program, which is now in its 6th iteration. And through our seed fund support grants, now in its 3rd iteration, we are helping communities pull together the critical capital that entrepreneurs need to help them scale and to grow. And what's important about that is we want to help communities create that capital in their own regions so that when those companies need to grow and need to be funded and supported, they don't have to find the capital in other parts of the country. They can stay right here in their home regions. So this morning, Secretary of Commerce Penny Pritzker is announcing 35 recipients of the 2016 RIS program, which represents communities and regions across the nation. I am proud to now recognize the University of Texas at Austin has been awarded 2 investments through this RIS competition, 1 I-6 award and 1 seed fund support grant. First, University of Texas at Austin will receive $500,000 in an I-6 challenge investment to help UT at Austin Technology Incubator create a cluster of water technology innovation in Central Texas. The Texas Smart Water Innovation Cluster will focus on applying digital technologies to water. It is expected that this new cluster will result in dozens of new innovative water technology companies and at least 100 new technology-focused jobs, in addition to millions of dollars in additional economic activity. Furthermore, it is expected that the application of these digital technologies to water will help job creation by focusing on bringing the cost down for massive infrastructure projects. When the cost is brought down for federal, state, and local projects, and it's much more attainable within those budgets, it provides for greater economic opportunity. Second, EDA is investing $250,000 in our RIS seed capital funds to help the Dell Medical School launch the True Wealth Ventures, or TWV Capital Fund. The goal of TWV is to drive economic development by leveraging the Central Texas capacity for innovation and entrepreneurship by filling the gap for women-led venture capital funds. This will enable entrepreneurs, new companies, and the community to achieve greater prosperity and health and true wealth. The project proposes to help get the fund off the ground in terms of creating awareness, fundraising, sourcing deal flow, tracking and reviewing deals, and conducting due diligence by making the first investments to support those women-led companies. Importantly, that I-6 investment will be matched with more than $875,000 from the university. The seed fund project will be matched with nearly $258,000, representing solid buy-in from the community. These are just 2 of the 4 RIS announcements that we're talking about here in Texas. Also, pleased to announce that the University of Texas at San Antonio will be receiving an investment to help connect the resources in the Texas ecosystem. And the WERX Foundation out of McKinney, Texas, will be creating makerspaces in Collin County and an innovation lab to help facilitate those entrepreneurs and those businesses to provide the support that they need. The fact that we're gathered here at City Hall to make these announcements celebrates that this is truly an all-hands-on-deck approach to support the conditions that entrepreneurs need to succeed. The fact that the University of Texas, the University, the City of Austin, the Dell Medical School, and local business leaders have all come together to move these projects forward is a true sign of the collaborative economy working together to support the innovation economy. In closing, let me emphasize that this round of investments by the Obama administration is really reflective of a commitment that was made last year at the White House, first ever Entrepreneurship Demo Day, where we announced our efforts to increase support for underserved entrepreneurial communities and populations through our Regional Innovation Strategies program. And this year's awards accomplished just that. This is the greatest amount of diversity in terms of regional representation that proves innovation and entrepreneurship, igniting all corners of the country and encompassing a wide spectrum of grantees. If we're going to continue to be the most dynamic and prolific economy on the face of the planet, it has to be an inclusive process. We have to tap into those underserved, neglected, and often overlooked segments of our population because innovation exists everywhere. The president is fond of saying that one's destiny should not be determined by one's zip code. The fact that opportunity is not equally distributed. Talent is, but opportunity is absolutely not. So that's why we're proud that this round of grantees represents multiple rural award winners, multiple urban innovation centers. There are 6 makerspaces and prototyping programs. 2 of the awards engage directly with historically black colleges and universities and minority serving institutions. 2 of the awards are being provided to community colleges. 6 of the awards are being provided to our partnerships and investing in manufacturing communities. We have an award that is focusing on Oklahoma's Native and rural and Native American communities. Among 8 seed fund support grants, 2 of them are focused on impact investing. And as we talked about, UT's True Wealth Ventures is focused on women-led investment funds. So to close, we are pleased that Congress has funded us for fiscal year 16 with $15 million to execute this regional innovation program, which is a 50% increase from the prior year. And it's a testament to the demand and the success that our awardees are seeing across the country. In total, we've provided more than $40 million over the past 3 years. As we move to the end of this administration and to the next one, you can bet we're going to set a solid foundation for the success of this country. More so than anything that we can do will be the success that we are seeing across the country, making sure that these grantees are well positioned, well supported, to make sure that creating economic opportunities in conditions and regions across the country remains a priority of the federal government. So thank you all for the hard work that you've been doing. Congratulations on your success, and we look forward for the remaining days of this administration setting a firm foundation for your ongoing success in the future. Thank you very much.